And welcome back here, and thanks for joining us here for the second exclusive Q&A part of the show with the Coach Red Autry. It's Gomez from TK99 and TK105, and welcome to those getting their notifications here on QSportsTalk.com that we are indeed streaming, and you can pop in and say hi to Coach Red and myself and join the fun here in the stream chat as people are popping in right now to say hi, and then welcome. And Coach, congrats. A nice win Tuesday against Georgia Tech in the Dome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good to get in the win column, right?
Good to get in. And I know and you've made a point in the post game, your first comments before the questions. You did take a quick moment to thank the fans who were there and were loud and doing the best they could and showing up on a typical January night here in Central New York. But the ones who were there were doing their part.
Yeah, no, I thought it was snowing up here. Tuesday night. I just wanted to. I thought it was. I just wanted to thank the people that came out because I know it was a commitment. I know it,
sure.
It took time and effort, and the guys appreciated it. Our team appreciated that, and so I just want to kind of thank those guys.
I was talking to JJ today with his weekly segment, and obviously you got guys in the team from all over the. Eddie's from Texas, and Chris is from California, and some guys from around the country. And asked JJ who the guys in the team was complaining the most about the weather. Who would you guess without knowing? He jumped right on it. There was not much of a delay in his response.
Was it Peter?
No, it was Jair.
Jair?
Yeah. I said, he's in Northeastern. Yeah, he's from Delaware. And he said, I don't. He's just every day practice. He just walks, and the first thing he does is complain about the cold and the snow.
Oh, Jair. Yeah. Go to the gym. Get in the gym. It's warm there.
Well, if you have any questions for Coach Red, you can into the stream chat here and put them in as people are doing right now. We'll start right off with Matt wants to know, what positions are you going to attack the hardest in the portal this coming year?
I know for a fact we have to go get a center. A center, and then that's the one position I know we definitely have to address as a center, and then we'll see what else is out there, but you just don't know. But I do know as a position, you got to go get a center.
And how does that work, Coach? There's an app for that, as they say, in the commercials. Is there an app for that? Is there like a site?
Well, you got the transfer portal, and once the season ends, people will put their names in the portal, and then you start working. You start going from there.
But could like a regular guy have access to that app?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
You know what? They do have some sites that these basketball subscription sites that they kind of have their own kind of transfer portal list, so to speak. So if you follow or got memberships to one of those, they probably will have one, but it's not like an official one either.
It's not like a go to App Store and download it.
Yeah, it's not official. Yeah.
This is from Caleb, who wants to know, Coach, in your post-game pressers, there's a trend of you saying things like the team isn't fighting hard or doesn't battle enough. Why can't you get the guys to play hard, I guess?
I didn't think that that was the last game. It has been a couple of games, and I felt like we just didn't do it consistently. We had spurts of it. I think it was Mick Cronin the other day. He kind of had his, he had a rant again. I think it's just different. You're always pushing and pushing your guys, and you want them to try to play consistently for 40 minutes, and it's as hard as they possibly can. And I think I think that's the challenge. That's the challenge for all coaches to get players, because the players think they are.
Yeah.
They do, and that's why you have coaches. Because that they can give more and they can do more. So it's really about pushing your players. And again, I think I've said that a couple of times after games, just because it just wasn't. If it's 40 minutes, I've probably seen 20 minutes of it. I would like to see. We want to increase that to trying to get as close to the 40 minutes as possible, because that's what good teams do.
And is it like in football where every wide receiver runs back to the huddle and says, "I was open"? Is it whether that they were? Is it the same in basketball?
I think when you get new teams, you're putting together a group of new guys, and they all come from different walks, not different walks, but different situations. For example, a guy like Jair Davis, who's been the focal point of a program for the last 2 or 3 years, to come in here to mix in the gel. So he may have some things, Jaquan Carlos, where he was able to kind of, facilitate more. Now we ask, hey, you might, the roles change a little bit. So I think you get a little bit of that. And I think that's the challenges that we have as coaches, to try to get these groups to gel and those personalities quicker.
And it's harder and harder every year. And I know you and Matt were talking about it last hour. Every team has got a new lineup every year.
Oh yeah. No, it's not. I'm not, we're not, I remember last year when we had, guys making their decisions and leaving, everybody was, oh my God, I can't. And I'm like, listen, this is not just happening here. This is happening everywhere. And I think everyone's starting to understand that that's just what college athletics is now.
Steve joining us. It's Steve from North Syracuse. Steve, good to see you on here this week. And I know you missed last week, and I heard the phone call last hour. And I'm glad it's because you were watching football. We thought maybe you were sick. So I'm glad you're feeling well. But Steve wants to know, Coach, you've got Lucas Taylor's shot going, and then Chris Bell's shot. You got that going. How can you get Elijah's shot going?
Elijah's the one guy that's like, when you look at his shots, like at least 5 or 6 of them just rattle out. In and out. So I think, you just got to keep telling him to keep shooting and taking his shots and being aggressive. But he's literally had, in the last couple of games, I thought they were going in. They just rattled out. So he just has to keep shooting.
It's like golfers, they get a putt and they just one right after the other. How's that possible? Go around the hole every time before, or have it not go in.
Yeah, no, he, and we all know once he hits a 1 or 2, I think that's going to be really good for our team. I do think we'll start to shoot the basketball a little bit better going forward.
And the big difference, and I know you pointed this out post game against Georgia Tech, just having JJ back. I mean, it just makes everybody better, and it opens up the floor for everybody else too.
Yeah, he's our leader. He's a guy that can do a lot of things for us. We put him in different situations. He can create for others. He defends, he rebounds. He's a guy that is, like I said before, he's, one of the best, college basketball guards in the country.
Plain and simple, period. And the team's going to be better when he's available.
Yep.
It was tough at the beginning of the game, Coach. I know it was more of a game time thing, but to see Donnie out in the walking boot, and I know sometimes it's more, I would say, preventative, but it's just, if something's going on, just get a handle on it early on there.
Yeah, it's kind of the deal. We just want to make sure he's good and he's healthy, and just make sure everything is good, and we'll do that, and that's what we're in the process of doing that.
Another question here from Suwuhu. Coach, how does JJ playing point guard change what you can and can't do offensively?
Well, him playing point guard allows us to do a lot. It really does, because he's, obviously he's big, he's fast, he has speed. He commands a lot of attention. So again, you can do a lot with him, and he's a guy that's a threat. He can shoot it. He can, shoot threes. He can blow past his defender. So he commands a lot. So, with him on the court, you can do a lot of different things, or you can just make it really simple and let him do his thing almost, so to speak.
And he was out for the games that he was out. And I know you've talked, and other coaches and players too, about there's a difference between being in shape and being in game shape. And it sounds like, and looks like he didn't miss too much, getting back into the flow of play.
Yeah, shout out to our medical team, our staff, our trainers, Mike Magano, Ryan Cabillas, and those guys. They did a really good job of kind of keeping him, his hand was hurt, but his feet wasn't. So I thought they did a good job. And also JJ, man. He's an unbelievable athlete. He really is. He takes care of his body. He can run for days.
Well, and he said today too, when we were talking about that, he's always taking really good care of himself, eating right and whatever. But he said when he doesn't eat right, because everybody, whatever your cheat day, ice cream and Oreos.
Ice cream and Oreos. Huh.
So I don't know.
I like ice cream, but I don't know about the Oreo part. Yeah.
That's his go-to.
Yeah.
Another question here from Ryan. He says, Coach, Paulie and listeners earlier were trying to figure out why players need their jerseys tucked in. Do you know where the rule came from? Ryan says he thinks it's a dumb rule.
Oh, the jerseys tucked in?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, our guys, they struggle with it all the time. They constantly, they like tuck it in and then untuck it. I don't know where, I don't know if it's they want them tucked. That's the rule that they passed. They want them tucked.
I can picture, just years ago.
I never played with it tucked, but.
That's what I mean. Has it always been that way and they're just now enforcing it?
They're enforcing it more now, yeah.
Of all the rules to get on.
I know. Hey, Coach, can you tell number so-and-so to tuck his jersey on? I'm like, yeah, I will.
Okay, but he's also got 9 points in the first 15 minutes here. Whatever he does is good with me.
Yeah.
This one here, Coach, and we talked about it a little bit ago. You were on a Tuesday night after the game, thanking the people who were there and being loud and doing the best they could on a Tuesday in January, etc. But just in general, thoughts on the numbers. And just going back over the past even 10 years, it's just a different animal now.
Yeah, I think, I was a part of it, and, I kind of read that, obviously when Coach was here. I just think that the habits of people are different now. I think, you can watch these games from your phone now. You can, like back in the day, like if you wanted to, it was no TV, it was no, computer. So you would have to go to the game. And I think obviously after COVID, the behaviors of people have changed. And I think also, it's just, I think that has a lot to do with it. But again, even with, the numbers going down, it's still an unbelievable venue, and the community, they still come out, and it's still more than most people.
Sure.
It's more than, most, you lose a couple of thousand people here and there, and that's going to happen again. Can it change? Everything changes. Can it get going? Yeah, that's fine. But, how I feel about that, and obviously the way, when they talk about that, it's just like the reality is that things have changed. I mean, whether it's, money or whatever, the things, it's a lot of, sometimes it's different factors that cause that change. It's not always just wins and losses sometimes. And obviously that impacts it as well. But, sometimes not in this community. This community is one of the most loyal communities. They come out, they just support all the time. And that's what makes this place great. But again, I've been a part of a Tuesday game, and I've had a crowd like that in the 90s.
Sure, yeah.
I had a crowd like that. So again, and sometimes, you hear all this rhetoric and you hear this stuff on social media, and I sometimes people don't understand how long we've been in this community.
Sure,
like even me, myself, I grew up here as far as from high school. When I got to college, and then I came back and raised my family here, moved my family here. So I've seen a lot. I've been around a lot. Not as much as the guy that was before me, but
Well, of the win, I think the other night was the 2000th, I think, or something. I read that.
Yeah.
So of those, either as a player or an assistant or as a coach, a head coach, you've been a part of a pretty good number of those.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been a part of a lot of great games here, a lot of great memories and victories and stuff like that. But I'm here, enjoying every minute of this, and trying to obviously get us going in the right direction and get us into what we're accustomed to and used to, which is winning and making deep March runs. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here to do.
Steve, adding on, did you turn to Coach Griffin and have him tell the guys to get their jerseys tucked in?
You know what? I just turn to the bench and say, hey, tell those guys to tuck their benches. Not anyone specific. Yeah.
We had Griff on yesterday, and he shared with us his good news for his growing family coming up at the end of the month. I don't know if they had the shared that prior to that, but congratulations to Coach Griff.
Yeah, Coach Griff, man. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See another one here. We'll go through it again. If you have a question, if you're watching here on QSportsTalk.com, you can just go to the chat and then throw in a question or two. This one, Coach, I don't even know if you would know the answer or be able to comment on it, but with the portal and the talent pool and some of the guys that you might be looking at next year, can you talk about individual players if you think they're going to be around or not? Like the specific one they're wondering about was Donnie, with
No, you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of speculation. Obviously, he's a guy that, freshman, highly talented. He's put up numbers and he's played, well for himself. Personally, he's had good numbers. He's a talent. I think at the end of the year, and he'll get his family and he'll gather with his family, and they'll have to, they'll have to make a decision. And we won't, we'll be involved, but we won't really know until the season is really over with. And even when the season is over with, it's still, still got school, you still got to finish some things and things like that. So,
and it's a 24/7 every day year deal.
Oh yeah.
There's no more downtime. I mean, prior to all of this, when would you guys? August. That was your
August and June. August and June used to be in May.
If you were going to do something outside of work, that's when you would be able to do it.
Yeah, June or August. Now it's none. Because we do things in June now. We do things in May. And then July, typically, everyone has their team back on campus. And then when they get off campus, August is here. And, and next thing you know, August, school is turning around. So you don't really have a lot of downtime now.
This one here, and we may, the question is, because they may have missed it earlier talking about Donnie. The question directly, is Donnie be available on Saturday?
We don't know that. I'll have more information tomorrow. As far as again, his thing is day to day. He is improving, so we just we have to wait and see.
This question for a coach: could you lay out your central pillars? I guess the first part of it had to do with a definition of the Orange Standard, lay out what your central pillars are. Is it the same as a mission statement for you or your core beliefs within the system?
We talk about accountability, grit, determination, being accountable, being a great person. Those are the things that we talk about. Those are the things what the standard is. And obviously, we feel if you do all those things, everything else takes care of itself. But the standard is again, accountability, being a great teammate, being reliable, being, consistent, determined, have some, determination and grit.
The game coming up on Saturday against Boston.
It's not an acronym. People want an acronym. I don't have an acronym.
No acronym.
Yeah, I don't have an acronym.
We can invent one for you. Well, that'll be next week's project.
Yeah.
BC on Saturday at Boston College. They just played and lost to the same Georgia Tech team, but it's a different game, different everything, and you got to look at it.
Yeah. Life on the road. You got to go on the road. It's always hard to win on the road, and Boston College is a good team, and they've been. They play well. They've jumped out and had some early success. Tough defensive team, and and again, you're on the road and you're in conference play. It's always it's hard to win, and it's definitely hard to win on the road.
Coach Red Autry will be back here again next Thursday at the Carrabba's. Good luck on the Saturday, the 3 p.m. tip, and it'll be on the flagship station TK99 and TK105. Go Orange, Coach. See you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
And thanks everybody here on QSportsTalk.com. See you next time.